over the last 10 years, I've actually only ever owned 2 phones. And back in 2011, before then, I actually had the iPhone 3G. And then at the time, I decided to upgrade to the iPhone 4S, which obviously was revolutionary. It was the newest iPhone. It was absolutely fantastic. Very small, considering how big phones are these days, and very chunky, and just feels like you could probably throw it at a wall and it'd probably still do you some good. I then upgraded to a different phone, and obviously aesthetically and screen size and everything about it was just better than the 4S, and that was the iPhone 6S. Now, side by side, these are absolutely worlds apart in terms of their sizes, their profiles, the color, but one thing that pretty much stayed the same, and stayed the same really until roughly around the iPhone 11 is when iPhone started to make big strides in the camera world for mobile phones. So the 2 cameras on these phones were actually really poor, absolutely tiny little things. Same too on the 6S. So being a photographer, these 2 cameras on these 2 phones are absolutely terrible at capturing images. I think they're around sort of 8 megapixel, maybe, probably even less. But these weren't really fun. I mean, yeah, you can take a photo with it, you can post and show people where you're at, what you're doing. But in terms of being serious about uploading to an Instagram feed, I needed a phone which was much more capable than these 2. And being a photographer, we don't always have our gear with us at all times. I mean, I've got a pretty big bag, which you've seen in my What's in My Camera Bag video. It is a big load to carry around all of the time, and just general life itself, you never know when you're going to find a moment where you think you really want to take that image, you really want to capture something there and then, so you don't always have your gear. Always happens when you're not carrying the gear, you just see something and you think, wow, if I could only take a photo, and having something like this is just not capable of doing that. So the main reason for me upgrading to the iPhone 13 Pro was obviously, we can't hide from the elephant in the room, but look at the size of those cameras. Look at that camera bump, it is humongous. Absolutely leaps and bounds, and if anything, the iPhone 13's probably gone back to the design of the 4S really. I mean, considering the profile of the 6S, I mean, look at the difference, just the shape, the dimensions of the phone are completely different. But the reason I wanted to upgrade to this was basically because I wanted something that was capable of taking raw images, which this does, having 3 different focal lengths, which is 77, I believe, 13, and I think it's 24 millimeters. All 3 of the cameras are absolutely incredible. I've had a little bit of time to go out, take some photos, test it out. I do want to do more tests. I want to do sort of long exposure shots, so using it on a tripod. I also want to do plenty more with video on it. I'm hoping to upgrade to the Osmo Mobile so that I can do proper filming with this, and maybe even in the future doing quite a bit of vlogging on it, so we'll see about that. But this phone is absolutely more than capable of taking incredible images, as I've seen in the last week or so. It is absolutely mind-blowing as to the photos that it takes. I took one before and it was actually of a blade of grass. Throw that up now, and this image basically is taken on the iPhone 13. I think it was at the 3x zoom, so the focal length of 77mm, but the people that I shown thought that this was taken on a high-end camera. Now, don't you think it's just absolutely incredible that we can actually have something as powerful as this in our pockets every single day? So whenever you see a moment and you think, I really want to take a photo of that, this phone has got you covered. So I've upgraded to using this with mobile Lightroom. I use Lightroom mobile on it, and I take a photo, and obviously I do it in the Apple RAW, so all of the data is inside of the phone, all of the data is inside of the photo, which means that when I take it over to Lightroom, I can change a photo to go from one photo which is fresh out of the camera into something that I am ready to post straight up on Instagram. So the main reason really is getting this phone is basically just so that I can take photos on the go, I can do videos on the go. It is absolutely amazing. The screen, the 120 refresh rate of the screen is absolutely incredible as well. I just think that is absolutely phenomenal. If you've got an iPhone 13 Pro or a 13 Pro Max, I'm not too sure if it's in the minis, but I know that it's in the Pro and the Pro Max, but that screen sort of refresh rate of 120 Hertz is absolutely amazing. You don't know you need it until you've actually got it, and what a difference it makes when you're just scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through Facebook. and other applications. But yeah, the main reason that I wanted to upgrade to a different phone was to really step up my game in photography and posting things straight up into Instagram. Now check out my new Instagram page, which is See the World, Capture Life. That is my new page where all of my artwork will be going on there, and my Chris Wills Photography and Film Instagram will be stripped down to the bare bones and will be made into my wedding only. So professionally making money through photography, I am predominantly a wedding photographer, but I do obviously like to go out and do things like astrophotography. I like to do long exposure, landscapes and stuff. So being able to have two separate platforms now where I can show different stuff and actually be what feels like somebody different on See the World Capture Life account, where all my artwork gets to go on there. But in the next few weeks and months, I am going to be doing videos on this. I've got a new app on this phone which I will be talking to you about in an up and coming video. It is absolutely incredible. It is £6, but trust me, if you are a professional photographer, that app is essential. So what we want to do in the next couple of weeks is get out, really put this thing through its paces, really push it, see what it can do, and just how much you can actually see the difference between an iPhone 13 Pro or an actual professional camera such as the Z6, which I'm filming on now. So these two phones, as good as they were as phones, they were just not good enough for professional photographers to have. And I thought now is the time. I need to step up and progress forward with having a phone in my pocket which is worthy of taking high-end images, and believe you me, the 13 Pro does just that. So stay tuned for a up and coming video which I will be going over that app that I mentioned, and I would like to be doing some more POV style shots where you get to come out with me and just see what I do when I take photos with this, and then just show you how I edit them and using Lightroom mobile. So in the next coming weeks, I actually want to do a video about, can you start photography with something like an iPhone? Now in my opinion, I think you actually can, because photography is subjective, and as long as you've got something that can take a photo and you can edit it into your style, which you can do on the 13 Pro and the Pro Max. I think you can do it on the minis as well. They have very powerful cameras, but in terms of the best camera on the best iPhones at the moment, the iPhone 13 Pro is absolutely amazing. But for you people out there that are looking to start photography and just a little bit worried about setting money aside, in the coming weeks and months, I want to show you folks at home that photography doesn't necessarily have to start with a big high-end camera, a mirrorless or a DSLR. It can actually start with a phone that's sitting in your pocket. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, I will be going over the new app which I have downloaded for this. It's a camera app, so we're not using the one that is already set inside of the phone. It is a third-party app, but it is absolutely amazing. If you photographers at home have an iPhone 13 Pro, trust me, you are going to want to download this app. So stay tuned for that. Basically, this was an update. I just wanted to let you all know why I wanted to upgrade to the 13 Pro and the benefits of doing so. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So stay tuned for the next video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Only joking, guy. I bet you thought I was going to do it as well. Get you next time. Peace.